During Fortnite's OG days, popular streamer and internet personality Myth took the world by storm. He was the best builder in Fortnite and he was way ahead of his time. In fact, Myth was the second best player in Fortnite, following after first place holder Ninja, and ultimately, his deft talents elevated Myth to fame. At his peak, he had over 30,000 average viewers per stream and gained on average 400,000 followers a month on Twitch. He was absolutely booming. His rise to fame in 2018 was unforgettable. But now, he's just a myth. What do I mean by that? Well, Myth maintained his throne on Twitch for 8 months before slowly letting it slip away. Starting in July of 2018, his average viewer count began to sink down, and within 2 months, he'd have lost 67% of his viewership. And just to put into perspective how famous Myth was, 67% still meant he had an average viewer count of 10,000. Absolutely ridiculous. While he still remained extremely famous on Twitch and YouTube, little did he know he was in for a very long downfall. Because 6 years later, in 2024, Myth can't even retain over 100 average viewers per stream. Even worse, Myth saw tens of thousands of subscribers leaving every few months on his YouTube. So how did this even happen to him? What went wrong in Myth's career? Well, allow me to take you to where he began. Myth launched his career in mid-2016 by playing Paragon, an Epic Games developed video game. He streamed Paragon on his Twitch channel and uploaded highlights to his YouTube channel every day, and his daily content earned him 50 average viewers per stream and thousands of views a video. He played a few other games on his channel before hitting gold in mid to late 2017, which was the rising video game Fortnite. The absolute second Fortnite came out, Myth was already playing the game, capturing some of the earliest pieces of footage online and presenting his talents to the world. Almost immediately, Myth's average viewership began to spike up, and his YouTube videos began to shine to hundreds of thousands of people. Myth's rise could have stopped right here, but what makes his rise so legendary and continuous was this important 1v1.
What the f? He keeps building higher.
Summit!
Stop building so high! Stop it! What's happening? What just happened?
Let's go, baby!
He kept building up and building up and building up, and I couldn't catch him.
Good fight, Summit. I like that.
Remarkably, this was the first build fight in Fortnite history, and Myth's calculated moves shocked the world. No one had ever seen anything like it. Summit 1G couldn't even believe his eyes, as he exclaimed,
I've never seen that strategy used. I've never seen that strategy. You could tell he's a good player. I've never seen that strategy used where when someone's trying to get into your base, you just keep building up, keep building up, keep building up. That was impressive, not gonna lie.
Myth's 1v1 with famous streamer Summit 1G quickly sparked hype across the internet, and soon enough, Myth was growing exponentially in followers and viewer counts. His rise introduced collaborations with many Fortnite legends, namely Summit 1G himself, Tim the Tatman, Tfue, Dakotas, and Cypher PK. However, Myth's most popular and important collaborations were with Ninja, Pokimane, and the TSM clan, since all of them appeared frequently on his channel and brought the most hype and fame to his name. His rise was unfathomably massive, but unfortunately, it wouldn't last any longer. How could Myth's success possibly collapse on itself? Well, it all started with his participation in Ninja's Vegas tournament. This was technically Myth's first ever competition in Fortnite other than Fortnite Friday, and here, Myth set the bar high before these tournaments, saying he'd get at least 2 wins in the tournament. There were high hopes for Myth to succeed, but let's just say, he didn't do so well. Myth performed horribly, and fans were not happy about this. How did he fumble this tournament so badly? This moment marks the beginning of Myth's downfall in the summer of 2018. To start, his viewership on Twitch was falling, and in 2 months, he lost 2/3 of his average viewership per stream. Additionally, fans noticed a change in content in late 2018 as he uploaded videos outside of the Fortnite niche, including Super Hot, Battlefield 5, Apex Legends, and simple vlogging. Now at first glance, these videos were actually performing extremely high, sometimes even higher than his regular Fortnite videos. However, what he didn't realize was that fans wouldn't stick around for these off-topic videos for very long. Because after a year's worth of variety content, Myth's channel would notice a drop in views he hadn't seen since his early days. At the time, Chapter 2 of Fortnite was released, and rather than hopping on the bandwagon of content, he used this new chapter of Fortnite as a new chapter for himself and uploaded content on other games. He was unable to crack 100,000 views, even 50,000 views for some of these videos. All of a sudden, even uploading Fortnite content on the occasion didn't crack similar views as he was hitting before. And on his Twitch, Myth averaged out at 5,000 viewers per stream, which is only 16% of his peak viewer count. Instead of Fortnite, Myth was uploading content from games like Modern Warfare, Rainbow Six Siege, and most frequently, Valorant. And from here on into 2020, Myth moved back and forth between uploading Fortnite content and uploading other video games. That's when he'd find his new obsession and peak, similar to Fortnite in mid-2020, Valorant. Although Valorant content underperformed on his YouTube channel, averaging out at 30,000 views a video, his Twitch said otherwise. Just like his Fortnite peak in 2018, he was amassing 30,000 average viewers a stream, and in 1 month, he gained 600,000 followers. Was Myth back on his feet? No, because just 1 month after his enormous peak, he'd fall right back into his regular stats. Why couldn't he maintain his peak like his Fortnite peak? It's quite simple actually. He inconsistently streamed Valorant, and on some days, he didn't even stream Valorant because he was either playing other games or not streaming at all. But just after his Valorant peak, Myth returned to Fortnite content again, but this time, it was different. Instead of Fortnite gameplay, Myth uploaded this video, The Current State of Fortnite, Do I Still Enjoy It? This was a powerful video where Myth boldly and truthfully spoke about his thoughts on Fortnite. And here's what he had to say.
But just all in all, man, bring back the fun, bring back the big seasonal changes, man. Bring back what made me wake up 3 hours before like patch note days where I would be on the edge of my seat. Like, come on, bring that flare back. You know what I mean? Ignite that shit.
This explains why Myth uploads Fortnite content at a sporadic rate. It's because Fortnite lost its flavor. Myth's expectations for a video game didn't match with what Fortnite was providing, and a lot of people would agree with Myth's argument. Because at the start of 2019, Fortnite was losing its hype. It was sailing on a downwards trend. Fortnite's decline can be applied as another reason Myth was declining. If Myth grew to fame as Fortnite grew to fame, Myth would also meet his downfall when Fortnite was downfalling. But this wasn't the only reason Myth fell off, because Myth's channel continued to jump up and down in views, reaching for the fame and relevance that he once had before. That's when Among Us and Rust rose to popularity in late 2020 and early 2021. Myth jumped on this trendy train and received views on his YouTube channel that he hadn't seen in a while. Similarly, his Twitch was racking up 20,000 average viewers and 168,000 followers, but just as his other peaks, he'd fall back into his slow, sad downfall. Was Myth ever going to find his way back to fame similar to his reign in 2018? Not really, especially because in December of 2020, Myth left TSM. But this wasn't so surprising to his audience. We all know about Daquan and Hamlin's disappearances, and because Myth's friends weren't around anymore, his life in TSM was isolating. Additionally, Myth noticed that his role in TSM was losing its original value. His depressing decline made his role in TSM small, and he felt as though his value in the TSM organization was lost and unneeded. This was a pivotal moment in his career, as this removed a part of his identity. TSM was a major part of his name and success, and leaving TSM really emphasized Myth's dying career. Less than a year after his departure from TSM, on August 26th, 2021, Myth's best friends Daquan and Hamlin's reappeared on YouTube to announce their new organization named NRG Thoom.
We're back.
Myth logged onto Twitch to stream his reaction, and to his surprise, for the first time in a while, he had 100,000 max viewers watching his stream. Reacting to this announcement was an emotional roller coaster for him, and 100,000 people were there to experience this moment with him.
Can I pause, because like I really just want to say how happy I am that they like still got that energy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like low-key making me emotional, bro, because I love that they're back.
This was a sweet moment. However, it wouldn't be long until he went back to his normal viewer count, and he was aware of what was to come.
Nice to see the view count back up. Nah, it's only up for the day. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be gone tomorrow and never come back until I have another viewer bump, and then here to say that you're glad to see that it's back up again. It's okay though.
You can feel the tension and deep anger he felt towards this comment. Myth was clearly aware of his downfall, since his audience was completely unloyal. I mean, they only came back to remind him of his downfall. Something needed to change, because from here on, Myth's Twitch channel went on to die down, and streaming was never going to be the same for him again. Until July of 2022, Myth was falling into irrelevance, and when he needed it most, YouTube offered him a 2-year contract for him to stream for them.
I'm sure you guys are all wondering why. What made me make this decision? We all know the answer to that question. The bag, bruv. The back.
This deal was an opportunity for Myth to jump back on his feet, and in under 3 days, Myth accepted the deal and began to stream on YouTube. Immediately, Myth noticed consistently high view counts on his YouTube streams. Was this his return to the glory days? Again, not really, because his streams would become even more irrelevant than ever before. His views were dropping, and he was becoming part of the past, which is why he felt it was time to clear things up with this video, uploaded just a month into his YouTube contract. So why did he fall off? Here's what Myth had to say.
What caused this initial descent in the community and in viewership? And genuinely, I think the main contributors to this were me not being able to keep up and kind of hold that position as being the Fortnite guy and being like successful and competitive. As you guys know, like I got a pretty laughable competitive history in Fortnite. I didn't do well. And there are a lot of things that have to do with that. You know, one of them being I was young, man. I was 18 when all this was going on. I was super young, 18 or 19. And I was arrogant. You know, I got cocky. I had all this success and I was like, I'm the man, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing it my way. And this is great. Like, but when that happens, if you don't have the right, I'm not going to say the right people around you, but if you're in a position where like, you're just an arrogant teenager and you're getting all this success, it's gonna be easy for that success to slip out of your hands, I feel like. And I genuinely think if I was a little bit less arrogant and was more accepting to help, I probably would have not had this decline that we see here.
Myth didn't sulk about his fall though. Instead, he made the proactive decision to rebuild a community, one that actually cared about his personality rather than his skill, which was another reason Myth fell off. Most of his viewers and followers watched him because he was one of the best Fortnite players in the world. Only a few people actually came for his energetic and hilarious personality, so when Myth couldn't keep up in the race of sweaty skills, people lost interest in him. His solution was to steer viewers away from Fortnite into other video games, especially Valorant, Rust, and Among Us. And while this worked, it was always going to be temporarily. And now, moving into the present day of Myth, he's completely offline, at least for now. Recently, he uploaded this video titled "Taking a Break from Streaming." Here, Myth briefly explained that his streaming contract with YouTube had officially ended, and he was going to use this as a much-deserved vacation for himself. We don't know when he'll return to content creation again, but it should be soon, as he teases in his description that he'll make another video properly explaining his break. And there we go. We've gone from beginning to end of a story. So why did Myth fall off? There's 3 main reasons that tie into one story. Firstly, Myth was directly tied with Fortnite. When Fortnite rose, so too did Myth, but when Fortnite declined, Myth declined too. His fame came purely from Fortnite, so changes in Fortnite directly impacted Myth too. This flows into the second reason Myth fell off, and that's for his skill. As Fortnite's skill gap widened more and more, Myth couldn't maintain his skillful status. He was falling into the noob percentile of players rather than where he used to be in the elite percentile. It was only because of Myth's skill that people watched him. When Myth lost his skill, he also lost the audience that used to watch him. Therefore, he attempted to fix his situation with other content, such as his vlogs and various video games, but they would all temporarily solve his downfall. If you think the video's over though, you'd be wrong, because as I researched through all of Myth's videos, something was becoming apparent to me. Myth never really fell off. The numbers and statistics may say otherwise, but his motivation to stay consistent on uploading and streaming is what I find inspirational. I mean, just check out how much his own community stood in the way of his passion.
There are a lot of moments where I would be sitting staring at the go live button and I would just cry. I would really break down because I knew that right as soon as I go live, I was gonna get shit on. I was gonna be told to kill myself. I was gonna be told that I'm worthless and that I should quit. And I really try to keep the competitive dream going for a long time.
But no matter what everyone said about Myth and his decline, he never lost passion for his content creation. He may have had moments of demotivation, but look at how long he continued to stream for. I mean, most people would abruptly leave social media because they couldn't handle their irrelevance and decline. But Myth didn't leave, he stayed. It wasn't just about the money, because surely he has enough money for the rest of his life, but it was about the experience and passion of content creation. I venerate Myth for never giving up and always staying energetic. I wish he can continue to enjoy his life on social media instead of watching the numbers. Soon, we'll see Myth return to YouTube with another video explaining why he's taking a break. It might even be out as you're watching this video, but that's why Myth fell into irrelevance. If you'd like to see more like this, check out the next video on screen and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment down below other YouTubers you'd like to see next on the channel, and peace out.